Hi everyone, I'm going to walk you through how to create the what makes you happy page. So first thing you do is you're going to open up your PowerPoint and you're going to have a blank page that looks like this, but we need to resize it. So we're going to go up here to File and we're going to do Page Setup. We need to change the width. This is what PowerPoint automatically defaults to. So we're going to change it because an 8.5 by 11 page, we want to make it a little bit smaller than that so nothing will be cut off when you print it. So we're going to make it, we're going to do 10.5 by 8. So that'll give you a nice margin and you can use your whole screen. You're going to hit OK, and then for this just hit OK again. Then we're going to click both of these. So if you want to click more than one thing, hold your shift button down while you click, and you can click multiple things at once, and you're going to hit delete. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our title. So come up here to where it says text, and we're going to enter a text box. You can click wherever you want, but if you come over here to fonts, oh, my thing is a little slow today. You're going to find the Love You Like a Sister font and type in what makes you happy. Now this is pretty small, so go ahead and if you hit this arrow button right here, this makes it increase the font size and this one decreases it, or you can also go right here. I just like to do one till I feel like it looks good, a good size. I always go ahead and align it in the center just to make sure that it's where I want it on the page, or in the center of the text box. And then over here at Arrange, you're going to go to Align Center, and that automatically puts it in the center of the page. And then we'll adjust it later. Next thing we're going to do is add the border. So you're going to find where you have it in your files. And I have mine right here. So this is the border we're going to use. After you click on your border, you're just going to drag it over. But we need to expand it to make it fit the page, but I always like to rotate it so that it's the least amount of pulling on the graphic as I need to do. So I'm going to go to rotate, and I'm going to rotate it right, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick it in this top corner by going to Align Left, Align Top, and then I'm just going to drag it to make it fit the page. Now I still see like there's a little bit of white here and a little bit of white here and a little over here that I want to fill it all the way as much as I can while still staying on the page. So I'm just going to drag a little over here and drag a little over here and then drag it a little bit further. Oh, that went too far. Oh, try again. So I'm going to just play with it. Then it's not exactly centering now, so I always go Align Center, Align Middle, and then that puts it right in the middle of the page. And if I still feel it's a little off, you can use your arrow keys as a nudge to get it exactly where you want. Now, since we put the border down, it means the border is actually on top of this font, so I can't move the font now. Even if I try to click on it, the border's on top. So what I need to do is go to the reorder button, and I'm going to send it all the way to the back. That means the border is now on the back, and the font is on top of it. So now that I've got my border here, I'm going to take my arrow key and nudge it up to the top. And I feel like that's a good spot for it. Next, I'm going to pull in my little smiley guy here. Now this is a color font, but maybe I want to print this just black and white for my students instead, or a colored graphic, but I want to print it black and white for my students. So I'm going to recolor it. So I'm going to click on the little smiley guy. I'm going to go over here to recolor. And it's going to show me some options, and I want it black and white just to save ink. And I'm just going to click that, and it recolors it. And now I'm going to put it in the center of my page by going Align, Align Center. And then here in a minute I'll move him around using my arrow keys just up and down to try to find where I want him. what looks good to me. But first I want to put a place for my students to write. So I'm going to come over here to shape, rectangles, and I like this little rounded rectangle. So I've got the crosshairs now, and I'm just going to draw it in the size I think will work for me and how I want them to write. It comes up as blue, so I'm going to double click on it and it changes this to over here to format. I'm going to fill my shape with white, and my line, I want it to be black. And when you draw a shape, it automatically has a shadow, so I want to take that shadow off. So I clicked right here on Effects, Shadow, No Shadow. Now I have a nice rectangle for my students to write in. Next thing I want to do is I want to use the exact same shape. So what I'm going to do is copy it. So I'm going to hit Command C and then Command V, and that automatically copies it. And then I'm going to move it over here. Now I like these two, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to group them together. So I clicked on one, I hit the Shift button to click on the other one, and then I go over here to where it says Group, and I'm going to make a group. That means whenever I move them, they stay together. And it makes it easier with spacing if I want to do another one. I'm going to put this in the center of my page because I don't like when things are offset. Now, you can still click on things individually, or you can click on the whole thing. I want to copy these two again because I'm going to put two more just like it underneath my smiley guy. So I'm going to click on the whole box. I'm going to hit Command C and then Command V. And now it gave me another one. And I'm going to put that one underneath. And then I want to put two more. I want to put one over here and one over here. So this time, when I click on it, I just want to copy one little box. So I'm going to I clicked on the big rectangle and then the small rectangle. So I'm going to hit Command C. So I'm just going to copy one rectangle. I'm going to hit Command V again. And I'm going to put it over here to this side. I'll hit Command V again. It'll give me another one. I'll put it over here. Now, one thing that's important to me is that my stuff is evenly distributed. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to make sure this row that they're evenly spaced. So I'm going to hold my Shift key down, hit the smiley guy, hit the next square, and I'm going to go up here to Align, and I want to distribute them horizontally. Now that I've got them distributed horizontally, I also want to align them so they're all centered together. So I'm going to hit Align Middle, and then I'm going to hit Group, and I'm going to make this group go together. So now I have three groups, but as you can see, these two groups are closer together than this group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this group, and this group using my Shift, and go to Align, Distribute Vertically. And you see they're kind of actually offset. You can see with the little dots there. So I'm going to do Align Center, and that puts them all together. I'm going to group them one more time just so I can align the whole thing centered on the page. And now everything is nicely centered on the page, which is important. I always like to have a place for my students to put their name. So I went back up to text box. I'm going to click it down here. I'm going to change my font. Oh, it's slow when it wants to do fonts. And then I'm going to pick this KG Neatly Printed name. Now I'm going to draw a line for my students to write their name on. But if you notice, if I type a line, there's those little dashes aren't connected, which kind of drives me crazy. So I'm going to go back up. If you want a line that's straight and fully connected, you need to change your font back to, I usually use Calibra just because it's right here. And then I'm just going to draw the line. I always center my text, and then I'm going to go back to Arrange, Align Center, and I'm just going to, now I want to move it up just a little bit, so I'm going to click on the box, so the whole box, I'm going to nudge it up just a little bit. And there you go. Now if I want to save this as a PDF because I want to send it to somebody, or maybe I don't have PowerPoint at work, I'll just go to File, print, PDF, save as PDF, and I'm going to give it a name. And save it somewhere on my computer. And it will tell you that. And that's it. Now you've made your first file that will look like, oh, and you probably hear my dogs. So you see we still have a nice border even though we used the whole page up. And there's your PDF file. Okay, I hope that helps.